Hey guys, I just wanted to say this video took a long time to make, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys like and subscribe or do whatever to get this video out there because it was a lot of fun to make, but it just took a while. So, also, if you guys want to skip me yapping about the difference between a game being good and fun and a little rant about Bioshock, go ahead and skip to this time code to where I start talking about the actual game. Bye. Have fun. Have a good life. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up a second. So, when I first thought of this video and wanted to do it a few months ago, I came up with the title. I'm going to make a video called I Don't Understand Why People Like Fallout 3. I'm going to replay Fallout 3, and then I'll explain why I don't like it. I had played Fallout 3 in the past, but I had finished it, and I really didn't enjoy it. That's why I didn't finish it, and I just wanted to talk about it. Now, a funny thing happened. I played Fallout 3, and I should probably change the title from I don't understand why people like Fallout 3 to I didn't understand why people like Fallout 3. So I'm not discussing whether or not Fallout 3 is a good or bad game. I am discussing whether it is fun or not, which are not the same thing. I feel like the terms of a fun game and a good game get conflated far too much, though I haven't even ironed out all of my opinions or put them into words yet to discuss why I think they're not. So I'm not going to. I'm just going to take it as true. Maybe I'll talk about it some other time, but we're discussing whether or not this game is fun. Now that means this is even more subjective than a normal review, so it has even less value. No. So what this means is I am not going to be comparing Fallout 3 to anything else. Like you'll see a lot of Fallout 3 videos, specifically the one by H Bomber Guy, the one that probably made me dislike Fallout 3 more than I originally would, and though I agree with most of the things he says in that video, I'm not going to be comparing it to anything else like he does. This is because when you compare it to other things, you're really comparing to see if it's good or bad, which again is not what I'm doing. I'm just saying, did I have fun with it? So it's going to be more like, here's the thing. This is why I enjoyed doing it, or this is why I didn't enjoy doing it. This is why this is good. This is why this is bad. I'm not going to be comparing it to other things because I'm just cool like that, I guess. So I think the first thing to talk about before we get into the actual game is launching it. Now, the Fallout games are known for being buggy and unwieldy, and Fallout 3 was so hard for me to launch. In fact, I wanted to do this even longer ago, and it just didn't launch. Like, ever. Like, ah. And then one day it just did. So now we're here. I'm not going to hold this against the game. It was unfun though. Now, the opening to Fallout 3 is by far my least favorite thing about the game. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to make comparisons, but I have a contract and I have to do this at least once, so let's talk about a good intro. My favorite intro to any video game is Bioshock Infinite. This won't be long, so Give me a second.
Are you afraid of God?
No, but I'm afraid of you.
Now, not only is this game fucking gorgeous, like, there are some games that maybe have more realistic graphics, but for my money, this is my favorite visuals of any game. It's so majestic when you first get to Columbia, and it starts out so grim and moody to fit with the original Bioshock games.
What in the world is...
Hallelujah.
It's so cheerful and happy. You're just walking around and the city. I spent so much time just going up to every person and listening to them talk for a second. It's not that interesting, but it's cool. But after you do that, you realize that, wow, it sure is a lot of white people. And by that I mean only white people.
Without you.
And eventually you get to this place where there is a sign on the wall that says the bear beware the mark of the beast, and it has your mark on it. And then you get to the lottery. Now the lottery is probably a reference to the short story where you get stoned if you win the lottery, but you get the winning ball and you get to throw stones, or in this case, baseballs, at an interracial couple for being interracial, I presume. And that click, it gets you out of there. You're like, holy shit, this place is fucking terrible. Especially because then you like cut a dude's face off like right after. It's such a shift and it works so. Okay, I swear I'm done. No, no more. I won't talk about Bioshock. Okay, no promises, but I'm done with this section. The purpose of Vault 111 is twofold, at least how I see it was designed. One of them is to just show your life in the vault as a character, kind of to let you know from literal your birth to your death. Probably you can die at the end of the game. Your entire lifespan, you get to see that. And I think that's sort of interesting. And the other one is to set up the relationship between you and your father. Also, it's to tutorialize you in the game, obviously, but I'm for a more narrative purpose because it is not fun gameplay, but that's not the only way something can be fun, you know? Though games can have tutorials, and tutorials aren't necessarily fun, but that's not going to ruin the game. It's just a small, kind of boring section at the beginning to make sure everyone knows how to play so that you can just through the rest of the game. Though, this tutorial lasts so long, like an hour, which is a lot of time to be cooped up in a vault with very little choice going on. Like, you could do a couple different things, like, you could see more, you could see less, but a lot of it is scripted. Especially the very beginning, and the very beginning is so annoying because you are picking the stats of your character, and and you do it so so slow. You do it so slow. You pick your sex, and then you watch a cutscene, and then you pick your special stats, and you watch a cutscene, and then you do then you have to take a test later that that picks your tag skills that you don't even have to do. Like, you just like your answers don't matter because you can just and pick whatever you want, and it takes so long because you can't speed through it if unless there is a way. But I couldn't figure it out. I clicked and I did stuff, but as it just pertains to mechanical fun, it's not there. You're sitting in a room taking a test. You're looking at your dad. You're doing these other things. So the purpose can be shifted to a more narrative one. Your dad is a very important person in the story. His death carries a lot of weight. About halfway, more than half. I don't know. A decent bit into the game, your dad dies, and that carries a lot of weight. So this sets up that dynamic. Because at the end, you're going to go off looking for him, and you should feel like you want to. And I don't think this does a great job of it. Your dad in the tutorial feels so generic. And it has to be that way to work with any type of character, which is why kind of having a character that has to be a certain way, that has to like you and has to do these things is kind of a problem when you're supposed to make your own character. It doesn't work that well because there can't really be any special connection. He's just kind of your dad, and because he's your dad, you're supposed to want to save him. Like, what does he do? He throws you a birthday party and he lets you shoot at some targets with a BB gun he got you.
Well, what do you think?
Outside of the vault.
Now, I noticed that everyone who really liked Fallout 3 really enjoyed playing it. They loved the side quest, and they didn't enjoy the main quest as much. They kind of just wandered around, found stuff, and did stuff. So I decided I didn't want to follow the main quest that much. I'd still do it eventually. I still do. But I wanted to do more side stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe I disliked it so much because I played how the game kind of incentivizes you to. I don't think the game encourages that much exploration because the game is so barren, which is another strength, but with anything, it comes with two sides. The game is very barren and destroyed and empty, and that really helps set the mood of what Fallout 3 is trying to do. But it also means there's fucking nothing around, and exploration leads to nothing a decent bit of the time. But there is so many cool things. So now that I've left the vault, the horrible hellscape of boredom and nothingness for an hour, let's get into the game. New mindset, ready to have some fun. Yeah! Alright, things from the vault that you need to know. For some reason, I named my character Kermit in Drag. My special stats look like this. Here are my tag skills, and I saved Butch. This build isn't anything specific. I didn't look anything up. I didn't go off any guides because I think that takes away from the overall experience. So here we go. Kermit in Drag. First place on the map is Nuketown, so I go ahead and head there. I like the idea of this place. I like how it's a bomb undetonated in the middle of the town, and the children of Adam, or whatever they're called, worship the bomb. It's pretty interesting. But my first playthrough, I went straight to the objective, found that one guy, and talked to him about my dad. Which I did not do this time, because I know there's a quest here that I would really like to do. The quest has to do with Moira Brown and the Wasteland Survival Guide. Now, there's one problem with this quest. Where the fuck is it? I looked around for way too long for a location this small. The problem is the elevation. The marker on the map cannot show anything except the northwest, southeast, like on a 2D plane. And that would be fine, but there is virtually no indication of what buildings are on the outside. The only way to know is to walk up to their door, and that's just really annoying. So Moira wants to create a survival guide so that everyone can read it and know how to live in the wasteland. And the first thing she asks me to do is go to the super duper mart and find some food or medicine. So that's what I did. I went there, I found some food, shot some guys, and I came back for my plentiful reward. But if you think that's the end of the quest, I have some bad news, because it's long as fuck. But before that, I saw a small child. Hello, small child. He wants me to find his father, who's being attacked by the giant ants. Well, well, that's easy. I'll just go where he said, well, easy quest, I guess. But, fuck that kid. Not literally. Ah! There was a second part to the quest, but I didn't end up doing that. I just kind of went around and killed a bunch of ants for a while. Then went back to Moira. But before I went to Moira, I decided to do something good for a change. I disarmed the bomb, making sure it wouldn't explode and kill everyone in Nuketown. Because the other option is to murder everybody for no reason. But who am I to judge what's morally correct? What am I, in an ethics class this semester? Yes, I am. Okay, so now let's go see Moira. Oh, it's closed. Well, I guess we're standing here for a few hours. Whee! After getting in, Moira wanted me to go and find some landmines for her. Why do you want those, Moira? Anyway, for some reason, there's just an area with a lot of them out that is well known enough to where Moira knows where it is. So yoink, then we're back. After that, I kind of wanted to do some exploring. This is one of the things I was talking about with the changed mindset. Right now, I've only gone to locations that have been marked out on the map. So the best way to just find my own way is to walk in a random direction. Is that right? Well, it's what I did, so eventually I came back to Nuketown and talked to a guy who actually ended up giving me a house. But I didn't know which one was mine, so I hate walking around in this location. Anyway, let's go see what Moira's up to. You want me to do what? Get irradiated? Okay. Here you go, Moira. Thanks for the stem packs. I'm glad we're done and you can release the survival guide. Wait, that was just chapter 1 of 3? Moira wants me to beat the shit out of some animals, so I guess I'll do it. Let's sleep under this bridge first, and then... I also stumbled across this guy with sex slaves? Whatever, I left pretty quick. One thing I've neglected to mention about the Moira quest is that there's actually 2 clear conditions for each section of this quest line. There's one main part, but there's an optional part that is usually just you doing it better. With this quest, I'm supposed to place a bunch of beacons inside of Mirelurk nests, but for the optional section, I'm not supposed to kill any of them. Well, let's get our jogging shoes on because... Oh my god. The next quest involves you getting a crippled limb. Well, there's only one way I can think to do that. No grenade! Don't run away! Easy money. After that bone-breaking quest, we get to go to Rivet City. No! Whoa, a different side of the room? Yeah, this is Jalen's side. And yeah, I recorded this differently than everything else. This video is taking a while. I have midterms. Sorry. So, Rivet City is an interesting place. Sort of. The quest that Moira gives you is all about learning the history of Rivet City, how it got started, and yeah, how it got started. I actually stayed in an aircraft carrier, kind of like that ship, because of Cub Scouts. And it is fairly accurate to how that would be. A labyrinth of doors, and I think you already see the problem. It is the worst area to get around in. Now, I already talked about how weird Nuketown is, but the thing is that this entire place is inside. There's a million doors, and I hate it so much. It's not really a point, but it's good to say that, I think. At least I feel like I need to say that. This is the worst place to move around in, and I think I already said that, but I'm keeping this in anyway. Because it is so horrible to move around here, everything inside of the ship is awful as well, or at least reduced. There's another quest here that I do that involves you finding an escaped synth. And it's fairly interesting. It is kind of the idea of Fallout 4, and this quest kind of explores it better than that game. Not necessarily a benefit to Fallout 3, it's just Fallout 4's idealist, it feels like. I don't know. Idealist, at least narratively. But the thing about it is that you have to walk around this terrible location that it is hard to find even the exit to. Oh my god. It's horrible. It's like a box you're trapped in. There's door after door after door with every hallway, every door, every floor, everything looking the same and you can't escape. In the Synth Quest, you're approached by a member of the Railroad, the faction that you actually see in Fallout 4, that gives you a part to the Synth that pretty much just lets you in the quest. It lets you let the Synth escape, basically. And I did that. Even though I wanted to actually find the Synth and talk to it, I didn't want to, like, turn him in, because, like, what am I, monster? But yeah, I just really did not want to be there. I wanted to get out of there. And that is the biggest problem I have with this. With the thing. With the fuck. What am I thinking of? Rivet City. Rivet City. The biggest problem I have with Rivet City is it ruins what is inside of it. Even if it is good, the building, the location is terrible. So everything inside of it is a little terrible too. And it's a part of the main quest, and I have to come back here. Yay! So after getting lost for way too long in Rivet City, I found my way back to Nuketown and turned my quest into Moira. I know this last section and a lot of the video has been pretty negative, but I actually had a lot of fun with the next quest she gave me. She asked me to go to a Robco facility, and I beat the shit out of some robots. The most fun part of this quest was just walking around and killing shit. It's not like a creative or interesting part, but after walking through the stupid fucking Rivet City, just walking down some simple corridors and killing some monsters that are pretty easy is just some simple, stupid fun.
Well, there's obviously another point to this quest, because apparently it never ends. Now we gotta go get some books from a library, and after a long walk, I got there, and hey, look, it's the Brotherhood!
Hello.
Apparently, me and this scribe have similar goals, preserving information and whatnot. And because of that, she lets me stick around. I'm sure there's a password around, but I really didn't want to look for it. And I really didn't want to look it up. So I did this hacking minigame, and I reloaded because I am not doing it.
This hacking minigame is worse than Bioshock's hacking minigame. Speaking of Bioshock...
Are you afraid of God?
Anyway, I turned the quest in and didn't lie to Moira about it, which I guess if you just hate Moira and want to hurt her feelings, I don't blame you for that. I'm done with the survival guide! I can't believe it. Finally. So overall, I think the Moira quest is pretty good. I think it does a great job at being an extended tutorial because it shows you a lot of the game. Broken bones, radiation, how to get food. Like, the thing is that narratively, you're helping people learn how to live in the wasteland, but like gameplay wise, you are learning how to survive in a wasteland. It works pretty well for what it does. And though it is really long and some of the quests are kind of boring, I enjoyed it. This is a good quest. Good job, guys. I know my opinion means a lot. So now that I'm free from the Moira quest, I can get back to exploring. The first thing I found was this robot guy and some ants fighting. So apparently, these two guys are cosplaying as superheroes and or villains, the Mechanist and the Antagonizer. I have to see the Antagonizer. That is too fire of a name for me to pass up. Well, I'm gonna take my time and learn what these guys are. Hey, get back here! Don't run away! Ah, dang it. Okay, he only made it there a second in front of me, so he should be... I don't know what I was expecting. Apparently these guys are super selfish, and their fighting has caused the town to lose out on a lot of money. Poor town. But the townsfolk want me to stop them, so let's go actually deal with this Mechanist for real, for real. What the fuck was that song? Whatever. This is one fancy door. Okay, so hey Mechanist. Oh cool. I can actually use one of my perks for once. This is gonna be pretty awesome. I wonder what's... Oh. Well, that just beat the whole quest. I don't have to fight him anymore. So yeah. I don't know whether to love it or hate it. So let's go see the Antagonizer now. What? Where is she? You mean I ruined it? I can't see her anymore? No. Anyway, this quest was genuinely really fun. I know I was kind of clowning on it with just like beating it with a perk, but that's kind of how perks and like choices are kind of supposed to work in this type of game. So this is another good quest. Pretty short, but yeah. I still miss the Antagonizer though. Quick note, I just realized I've been saying good a lot, and when I say good, I mean fun. This is a fun quest, and the Moira quest was fun sometimes. So after wandering around some more, I found the Republic of Dave, and I was actually really excited to find this location. And I've seen people talk about it before, but getting to experience it was really fun. I spent a lot of extra time here just listening to the characters and exploring and seeing different ways I can complete the quest there. The Republic of Dave is not technically a dictatorship, but it's more of like a commentary on how people can say they are a republic, say they have voting, and yet win every election without even really trying. When you arrive there, they are having an election that day, and you get to go around and talk to them and get them to vote. But there's only one candidate, so there's not really a point.
So you know what? Fuck Dave. I'm gonna rig the election. All I need for that is his key. So yoink. Yeah, so I think it's hard coded into the game that you cannot pickpocket this key because every single time I tried, it just didn't work. Kinda lame. Fuck you, Dave. But eventually, if you talk to the right people, say the right things, you can convince someone else to run. And still, you cannot convince anyone to vote for her. Dave will still win. What I did was when he unlocked the when he unlocked the ballot box, I took out all the votes for Dave in front of him, which I don't know how the fuck he didn't see me, but I did that and she won. And then Dave stormed off. Fucking hilarious. Well, that was a lot of fun. But I think I've put it off for too long now. It's time to start the main quest of Fallout 3. So this beginning part isn't actually going to be that bad because I've already discovered a lot of the locations that I have to go to. And a lot of the beginning of the quest is talking to a guy, they send you to another guy, they send you another guy, they send you to another guy, and then you find your dad. So let's just simplify things. Colin Moriarty won't tell me where my dad is, so I take his key and find out for myself. I have to go to Three Dog, find a pretty cool gun, shoot a guy, grab his satellite, sends me to Madison Lee, where I realize that I didn't actually have to do any of that, and I could have just talked to Madison Lee in the first place. The important thing that she tells you is that your dad worked on a project with her called Project Purity, which is a big machine that's supposed to spit out a bunch of purified water. Doesn't work right now, but she knows the location, so you can go and look for him there. And he's not fucking there. But what is there is a bunch of super mutants, whatever this thing is, and an audio tape that tells me to go to a specific vault. And here's where things get interesting. It is quite a journey to get there, but on the way I actually found someone who has the Wasteland survival guide. Like, Moira and I are making a difference. Shh, they're my secrets only. So Vault 112 is where my dad is, and after getting in there, you realize that all of the residents are under stasis. They're in a virtual world. So what do? You hop in one of those chairs and go in the virtual world. Duh. When you enter, you realize that the Vault Overseer is a Russian guy disguised as a little girl. And she asked you to do some messed up things to people. From just like beating the shit out of some people to manipulating a couple into divorcing to just literally murdering every resident. I know there's a good way to do this, but I couldn't figure it out. So I kinda... No, I can't do it. These people are innocent. I have to kill the girl.
You can't do that here. And
On second thought, let's just kill everybody else. Okay, I might have killed them all in the simulation, but now that I'm out of my pod, I can get out and save all of them from the robot oppressors. Okay, I mean the Overseer. Let's go into the Overseer's office. Okay, I still can't do anything. Kill the robot again! So now that my dad and Dr. Lee are back together, we can go back to Project Purity and get that place working. Do you guys want to come inside? I killed all the mutants last time. What are you talking about? Fuck, there's some in the basement? Alright. Alright, Dad, it's safe to go in. I know you just sent your own daughter in by herself to kill everything, but yeah, that's fine. Save your big old brain for all that watery science stuff. You know what, Dad? I'm sick of your shit. Oh gee, thanks Dad. I really want to go down to the basement again and turn on some controls. Wait, what the fuck is that? Power? Oh. Oh no. So I make it back to my dad, and he's trapped in the Project Purity purification thingy room with the Enclave leader. The Enclave is a group that is trying to take over Project Purity for some reason, and they're ready to kill us for it, obviously. Speaking of kill, no, Dad! Yep. So he's dead, and now Madison Lee gets to boss us around. Yay! Okay, Madison, let's get the fuck out of here. Escaping wasn't actually too difficult, and we're able to get to the Brotherhood of Steel's base, which Madison Lee gets to, like, talk her way in, if you call it that.
I know you're in there. I know you can hear me. You open this goddamn door right now.
After we get inside, I pay so much attention to what they're saying and definitely don't leave my computer to use the bathroom.
An overrun.
Yes, I'd heard reports of an incident there. What details can you give us?
And then we go inside. This one guy says, I need a Gek. Gek? 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 I don't know why I just did that. But I need it to finish Project Purity. And it turns out Vault 87 has one, so that's where I'm headed next. Should be so simple. Huh, this place looks kind of populated. Is that a fucking kid? Yeah, so Vault 87 is populated by a bunch of kids, and when they become a certain age, they're actually kicked out. And they won't let any of us mungos, short for humongous, new slur unlocked, I guess. They won't let me in until I rescue their friends who are trapped in a slave labor camp. Yep, it's a long walk. Oh, shit. Got a text. 1 second. Let me look at my phone. Ow! What the fuck? What is that? Oh my god! Die, please. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh shit. Well, after what I've been through, it's just nothing. What the fuck? Another one? Oh, okay. Am I finally safe? Is there another one? Okay, so I finally made it to the slavery camp, and maybe it's just the Yaoguais I fought, but I'm feeling kind of metal today. I'm not gonna reason with them. I'm not gonna do shit for them. I am going to murder all of them. Wow, how many musical montages have there been now? Also, wasn't that the same song from the beginning? Anyway, I went back to Vault 87 and I forgot the kids. So then I went back and got them, and now I'm into the vault. Let's go. So Vault 87 is overrun with super mutants, and you don't actually know where the Gek is, and there's no map marker pointing you to it. You actually have to explore the vault and find it on your own accord. This is one of the things that I would use as evidence for the claim that a game doesn't have to be fun to be good, because this section, I would say, is one of the best designed sections in the game, but it's not the most fun. Mostly because it involves a lot of looking around, a lot of probably getting lost, at least in my case, and not always having the most fun. But it felt so satisfying when it was concluded. The thing is that it felt good, but I wouldn't say it was fun. Anywho, I'm able to rescue a super mutant named Fox, like with a W.
And then I'm able to get out of there with a GAC. That's pretty, what is that? No! Great. So the Enclave captured me, but John Henry Eden, the president of the Enclave, actually wants to meet with me, so I get to go around and get my stuff back. Oh, by the way, after I did that thing with the Mechanist, he gave me his armor, so I've just been dressed up as the Mechanist the entire time. Well, if the president doesn't want me harmed, then this should be easy.
Attention! This is Colonel Autumn.
Yeah, so Colonel Autumn decides to have everyone kill you anyway, so it's really not that bad. The robots shoot all the guys with power armor, so it's kind of a cakewalk for most of the level. Why the fuck does this happen? I get that the president wants to meet me, but he wants to meet me so bad, he'll fucking kill his own troops. Why would he do that? I don't know. This feels dumb. The only thing that would be dumber is if you could talk him into blowing up the entire...
My friend!
Yeah, you can talk him into blowing up the entire Enclave base for, like, no reason. But that's not the end of the Enclave. They still control Project Purity, so we have to go and assault the base. Yeah, so the Brotherhood of Steel just have this giant fucking robot that I didn't help build, like, at all, but, like, it's gonna do all of the work. So let's go watch a robot kill some guys in the final assault of the game. Wow, I'm so fucking bored. Let's just jump. What the fuck? God damn it! Why is this game so fucking broken? Can I fast travel? Yep. Oh shit. How the fuck do I get back to the mission now? Does it stay active or do I have to do it again? What? Yeah, so it actually does stay active, and I found my way back to Liberty Prime, and we're back on.
Yeah, so after Liberty Prime blows up the shields, we're in, and Colonel Autumn is mine. Wah! Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Ha! That was anticlimactic. Anticlimactic? Climaxtic? Climatic. Climatic. Oh no, it's the end of the game, everyone's favorite part. Someone has to go inside the machine and turn it off, but whoever goes in there is gonna die. I could send this lady in, but like, then I'd be a coward. And this other guy who's like immune to it, he just says no, so I guess I'm gonna go and fucking die then. And yeah, what a great ending to the main quest. Oops. Green now, what the hell? Is this good? Perfect. So, as you could probably tell, I'm not the biggest fan of the main quest in Fallout 3. And I think a lot of that is it's the main quest. It is the thing that the game points you towards for the entire game. It is what you're kind of supposed to be doing. And because of that, I think you should judge it quite harshly. There's a lot of bad parts to it, and I think that's a problem. This also goes with the fact that the other quests that I had a lot of fun with, they're harder to find. Remember when I said the game is very barren and destroyed and empty? And that really helps set the mood of what Fallout 3 is trying to do. But it also means there's fucking nothing around, and exploration leads to nothing a decent bit of the time. Yeah, remember when I said that? Because they went for an atmospheric theme, because they wanted it to be ruined, desolated, and not have that much stuff around, it's hard to find the good stuff in the game. So that makes the main quest something that everybody does. It's not all bad though. Vault 112 with all the loungers and the virtual world is really cool. And I kind of want to play it again just to see how to free all the guys. I want to do it good and not just kill the robot again! Yeah. The super mutants, that's pretty cool. 1 second. I have a little sister to harvest. Oh! Don't worry, guys. I bought Cyclone Trap, so the super mutants and the kids in that one vault, that place is really cool. The slavery camp is kind of interesting. I had fun clearing it out, at least. There's a lot of good things in the quest. The thing is that the final assault and also this just walking from person to person is bad, and it's also not fun, which is the main thing. I actually glossed over the beginning of the quest because I did a lot of it just wandering around, but it feels really bad. And I remember because the first time I was so disappointed with the story. It's like just being told a story, but not in a cool way, not like a guy around a campfire, ooh, telling you a thing. Not like the chorus in Henry V. It's like, whoa, your dad was here and he did all this cool shit, but he's gone now. I think he went to Rivet City. Oh, I think he went to Project Purity. Oh, he's actually at Vault 112. It's like just going to places, doing a quest, or maybe a speech check or whatever, and just being told where your dad went. It's not the most fun thing ever. It's not that fun, and it's just not cool storytelling. Like, so in conclusion, Fallout 3 is alright. At least with the fun department. There are some really unfun things that I feel like I talked about enough, and a lot of actually fun things. Republic of Dave, those superheroes, just the general combat is fun. The bones of Fallout 3 are fun. That's how they were developed into one of the, if not like the best game of all time, Fallout New Vegas. I would argue it's the best game ever, but I haven't played every game or every good game, so it's hard to say. But it is really freaking good. I think the mindset really worked. I had way more fun than the first time I played Fallout 3, to where I actually went through and finished it. Even though I really didn't want to finish it. Like, the final assault is so boring, and a couple of the other things I just really didn't want to do. But a lot of the other stuff, a lot of the side quests, Moira's quest, those things were something I wanted to keep doing. And going and seeking out the side quests was good. It really worked. If you didn't like Fallout 3 when you first played it, give it a try again, but do what I did. Walk around, explore, search for other quests. You don't even necessarily have to look up good quests, just like look around. Or look up good quests. Or both. Do whatever, man. Yeah, so thanks for watching a while. I recorded the gameplay for this in December, but then did a lot of the editing in February and March. And it's just taken a lot longer than I thought it would. It's just gameplay. There's a lot to the actual game, a lot of stuff that I could skip over, but I have to talk about other things, or I can't talk about other things. I have to talk about a lot of stuff to talk about everything I want to talk about, basically.
Yeah, so now that the video is basically over,
Let's break a rule. I wasn't going to talk about if Fallout 3 was good or not. But here we go. There's a lot of fun to be had. Good quest, good combat, fun people, silly interactions. There's a lot of just good stuff in it. And I enjoyed a lot of it. Now, does that mean that Fallout 3 is a good game? Fuck no.